Thing about it.
Ooh, it's
I love
pretty.
the length of the...
Oh, I should be wearing this.
Yeah, I love the length of the chain.
I love a beautiful pendant
May
like
I dare, Angie, to ask you to pull your sweater down just a little bit.
Okay, so that's...
to go with your beautiful ears.
He's getting a little fresh.
Yeah.
We know he likes your ears.
See, but I love the length and the look of the pendant, and we have the same vibe that the ring delivers.
Absolutely, and it's just, I forgot to put this on. I should be wearing this because I love a beautiful pendant like this. Sometimes it's all you want. Sometimes you don't need a big,
I see it standalone, yes.
Right?
Yes, you don't need to match any of this.
A little jewel
yes.
right at your neck.
Yes.
There's something very chic about that and easy to wear. God, this is pretty.
So the same qualities of sapphires, same idea in the composition, the presentation.
Yep, and there's not even 24 of these left. This is on FlexPay, as everything is. If you're just stopping in, a lot of you I know are just getting home from work. It's Friday night. Thank goodness it's Friday from the West Coast. I'm sorry you've missed most of this show because Jean Dousset has brought us the most beautiful collection of high jewelry for the first time, all 14 karat gold, all genuine, beautiful, precious and exotic gemstones and a few semi-precious tucked in. And what a beautiful, beautiful collection it is. This is only the beginning. There is much more in the works.
More to come.
More to come, but I will say that this is really a nice entree into, you know, what we get to share with you as the months go on, because this is a chance for Jean to bring us his true passion, his true craft, his love of fine, fine jewelry, and really it's your entire career. I mean, how old were you when you first started?
22.
22, you were just a baby.
Just a baby.
And that was Place Vendôme.
Yeah, that was, Place Vendôme. That was 5 years ago.
But of course.
27. Can't you tell? Yeah,
you
22
look
is
very young.
My first.
You are very young.
Yeah, I am still. Yeah, my first job ever. My, you know, that is people tell you, how did you know? You know, I just walked in and that was it. Something about the place. It's very monumental. Place Vendôme, for those of you that don't have the pleasure of having been there, is a square in France that has the Ritz Hotel, which is a very famous palace in Paris.
Amazing.
And at the beginning of the century...
They have great burgers. They have a little like restaurant in there.
Yeah,
they have
a bar events.
Yeah.
It's one of the most extraordinary hotels in the world. In any event, everybody who was anybody at the turn of the century would stay in that hotel. And the jewelers, the Cartiers, the Van Cleef, the Boucheron, all the institutions of jewelry set their shop in front of that hotel, so that they could display their jewelry to the wealthiest people in the world, because there were just a handful of people that could buy these creations, these stones that were brought from all the four corners of the world. Obviously, jewelry has evolved a lot today, and it's opened. You know, we're here. Look, we're here, showing you sapphires. There was a time where you needed to take a boat and a train and a horse to go get a sapphire and bring it here.
Your great-great-grandfather could have never dreamed that this would even be possible.
No.
Something like this, right?
That we would be presenting you sapphire.
John's is a descendant of the Cartier family. His great-great-grandfather was Louis Cartier. So although clearly you never had a chance to know your great-great-grandfather, how wonderful that you get to help carry on that family legacy.
Yes, and giving access to all of us to things that used to be at one point completely unattainable, like to a level that is not even understandable today. You just couldn't own a sapphire. Right. You know, you had to be beyond wealthy to own a sapphire that while back. Isn't that crazy? Today, you can have that beauty, you can have that history and own it.
Here we go. Okay, we do have to move along. That's almost sold out. Please don't hang up if you're ordering the pendant. We have